10 years after witnessing Hime and her grandfather Alabaster teleport into Japan, Satu has grown into her closest friend, secretly in love with her, but afraid to confess because she carries 2 rings meant for her future husband. When Hime suddenly announces she's returning home, Satu follows her to the teleportation circle and learns her true identity, Princess Crystal of the Light Kingdom, heading back for an arranged marriage. Acting on impulse, Satu leaps after her into the world of Arnalis and crashes her wedding to Prince Mars. An abyssal demon attacks, forcing Hime to save Satu by giving him the Ring of Light and a kiss, allowing him to slay the demon with light magic. Satu is stunned to learn he has accidentally become Hime's husband, the hero of light, and the new king. Determined to protect her, he stays by her side as Hime begins developing feelings of her own, though she insists their marriage is only ceremonial. When more demons appear, Alabaster, revealed as the Great Sage, prepares Satu for the battles ahead. An Abyss Knight wounds Satu, and Alabaster explains that Satu's Ring of Light is weak because its power depends on the strength of his marriage with Hime, and they've only just married. To protect everyone, the group escapes, and Alabaster reveals Satu needs 4 more rings, meaning he must marry 4 additional princesses. Hime is far from pleased. The rings were created generations ago by the First Ring King and his 5 wives to seal the Abyss King. Feeling responsible for Satu's weakness, Hime breaks down, prompting Satu to finally confess his feelings. She admits she loves him too, and though Alabaster expects them to consummate the marriage, they nervously decide to date first. Their journey leads them to Romka, the elven kingdom holding the Wind Ring, but a 50-year-old wind barrier blocks all non-elves. Guided through an underground passage, they meet Princess Nephrites, who panics at anything foreign and becomes physically ill upon learning Satu and Hime are married. Jade, obsessed with protecting his sister Nephrites, imprisons Satu. He's rescued by Peridot, an elven elder who wants the elves to reconnect with the outside world. She leads him to the temple, where the Wind Ring powers Romka's barrier using the petrified bodies of Nephrites' parents. After kidnapping Nephrites, Peridot insists she's stronger than she appears. Jade guards the ring, believing Satu can't claim it through marriage as long as Nephrites refuses to remove it from her mother's finger. Satu convinces Nephrites he's just an ordinary man who fell in love with Hime, not some destined hero. Curious about the world, she agrees to see it with him, though he won't force marriage. She tries to defy Jade, but is compelled to obey. Peridot then reveals the ring should have gone to Nephrites' aunt, who fled after her human lover was murdered to prevent him from inheriting the ring. Terrified of the curse, Nephrites' parents made her promise never to leave Romka, then sacrifice themselves to create the barrier. An Abyss Knight breaks through Romka's barrier, and Satu fights to protect the kingdom but remains too weak. Realizing their marriage bond isn't strong enough, Hime overcomes her jealousy and begs Nephrites to marry Satu. Nephrites shatters her parents' statues to retrieve their rings, one for herself and the Wind Ring for Satu, dissolving the barrier. With 2 rings, Satu defeats the knight, who is revealed to be Smaragdi, Nephrites' aunt, enslaved by the Abyss King with a fake Wind Ring. Freed, she apologizes. Alabaster reveals Smaragdi's human lover wasn't murdered. He left to protect her and is now an old man in another kingdom. Nephrites decides to travel with Satu, while Peridot is revealed to be one of the original ring princesses. Smaragdi then realizes her lost lover was Alabaster himself. As they travel, Hime grows jealous of Satu's attention toward Nephrites and even dreams of losing him. The group arrives at Nitakita, a roaming merchant kingdom of catfolk whose princess holds the fire ring, much to Mars's disappointment, since he wanted to visit the Water Kingdom first. After the group gets separated, Nephrites apologizes to Hime for causing tension and reassures her that Satu truly loves her. Meanwhile, Satu is stunned that every girl in the kingdom adores Mars, but sees him as a weakling. They reunite at an arena where Princess Grenart challenges suitors to defeat her in combat to earn her hand. Satu steps up, but is instantly knocked out. Mars trains his swordsmanship and Alabaster drills him in magic, but Satu barely improves. Hime comforts him, saying she doesn't care if he's weak. Later, in a mixed spa, Grenart lets Satu massage her nude body and confides she's tired of weak suitors. Believing their mission is righteous, she offers to throw the rematch so she can marry him and hand over the fire ring. Offended, Satu vows to fight her seriously and win. Nephrites tries to seduce Satu, but he ignores her, and he hesitates when she and Mars urge him to use the rings against Granart. During the rematch, a jealous defeated suitor accepts a cursed ring from the Abyss King and becomes an Abyss Knight. leading a monster attack. Granart fights him, but his flaming aura protects him. Satu uses the wind ring to extinguish the flames and the light ring to break the curse, freeing the man. Granart declares him worthy, but Satu insists on continuing the duel without using the rings. He begins losing until Hime promises to sleep with him if he wins, motivating him, and a mysterious voice guides him to victory. Granart kisses him, gives him the fire ring, and tries to claim him, but Satu insists Hime is his first wife. They attempt to consummate their marriage, but he collapses from exhaustion, so Hime settles for sharing a bed. At the celebration feast, a drunk Hime is taken to her room by Satu. The group arrives in Masa, capital of the Water Kingdom, where Satu is suddenly kissed by a girl in the crowd, Princess Saphir, a dragonfolk royal who grants him the water ring. She immediately pulls him into Masa's political crisis. The kingdom has no army and relies on soldiers from the Gesseris Empire, whose emperor and Prince Sluder are aggressively expanding their territory. Saphir fears Masa is next. Her father's mind is failing, leaving him dependent on Sluder and a suspicious seer. Saphir reveals her twin sister Saphira was meant to be the Ring Princess and marry the Ring King, originally Mars, but now hates him for breaking his promise by letting Satu become Ring King. Saphir married Satu to free Saphira to marry Mars, though that now seems impossible. Determined to expose the seer as an imperial agent, she moves against him, while the seer orders Satu's assassination, repeatedly thwarted by Granart and Alabaster. Mars confesses he never wanted to be Ring King, fearing the responsibility and not wanting to take Hime from Satu. Sluder pressures him to stay loyal to the Empire. Then the seer delivers a chilling imperial order. During the next monster attack, Mars must kill Satu and take his place as Ring King. The seer manipulates Mars by promising his father will finally acknowledge him and gives him an anti-magic sword that possesses him through his insecurities. During a monster attack, one creature reaches the palace, and while Alabaster holds it off, the possessed Mars turns on Satu. A mysterious voice urges Satu to kill him, but he refuses, trusting their friendship. Satu lets himself be stabbed, snapping Mars out of the curse, then destroys the sword's corrupted gem. The seer reveals herself as an Abyss Knight and the mastermind behind the monsters, taking Saphira hostage. Satu and Mars rescue her, rekindling her love for Mars. Saphir kisses Satu and uses the water ring to transform into a dragon, devouring the monster and forcing the seer to flee. Saphir's father recovers his mind, declares Masa and Gesseris equal partners, approves Satu and Saphir's marriage, and blesses Mars and Saphira's union. The seer reports to the Emperor and tries to seduce him, but he kills her, revealing he knew of her betrayal and vows to crush anyone who stands in the way of his conquest, even the Abyss King and the Ring King. The girls insist on sleeping in Satu's bed every night, while the mysterious voice urges him to accept all four of them. Satu instead declares Hime will always come first and invites her on a private date. Alabaster pushes him to sleep with her, and Hime secretly hopes for the same. Their date, secretly spied on by the other girls in disguise, keeps getting interrupted by admirers of the Ring King. At a romantic park, they try to kiss, but Satu is too embarrassed in public, leaving the others disappointed. Nephrites is happy the three new wives are bonding. Hime admits she loved the date, but knows she can't monopolize Satu, encouraging him to include all his wives. Satu kisses her, and for a moment they nearly give in to temptation before returning to the palace. The next morning, the group heads to Edenokon, the Dwarven kingdom said to hold the Earth Ring. But after the last war nearly wiped out the dwarves, Alabaster isn't even sure a dwarf princess still exists, let alone one who carries the ring. After 3 days of climbing through the mountains, Satu questions why they're even collecting the rings when the Empire already opposes the Abyss King, and no one seems to believe in the Ring King's power. Alabaster insists everything will make sense in time, though privately he fears he's failing as Great Sage. They finally reach Edenokon only to find the Dwarven kingdom in ruins. While searching for any trace of the Earth Ring, Hime senses they're being watched. They discover the dwarves once specialized in magical machines, including the technology behind Granart's moving kingdom. A dormant robot suddenly reactivates, powered by one of the Abyss King's cursed rings. Filled with resentment over the dwarves' extinction, it attacks Satu and tries to convince him to abandon this world and return to Earth. Satu refuses, fighting for Hime's home and defeating it. At that moment, all cursed rings teleport to the Abyss King, reviving him and unleashing an endless horde of abyssal demons. With no hope of victory, Alabaster teleports Satu and the girls back to Japan, while Mars stays behind to fight. Satu and his wives settle into his apartment, stranded between worlds. Hime discovers a letter from Alabaster leaving her money and urging her to live happily with Satu. The group helps Nephrites, Granart, and Saphir adapt to modern Japan with new clothes and daily life, while Satu and Hime return to school. At home, they remain too shy to consummate their marriage. One night, Amber Idano Kan appears, a robot created by the dwarves in the image of their princess, entrusted with the Earth Ring and sent to Earth before their extinction. Amber is ready to return them to Arnalis, but Hime refuses, wanting Satu safe and dreaming of a peaceful life together. After talking with Amber about duty, Satu resolves to stop running. He kisses Amber to obtain the Earth Ring and tells Hime they must defeat the Abyss King to truly be happy. They try to take the next step in their relationship, but Amber interrupts and opens a portal. Satu and his wives step through, returning to Arnalis to face their destiny. The group reaches Idanoken and finds soldiers barely holding out against the Abyss King's demon army. Satu charges through the battlefield, and the mysterious voice fuses his 5 rings into one, letting him slice the Abyss King cleanly in half. But the king's left side, the one bearing the cursed rings, survives, shocking even the voice. The Abyss King tortures the exhausted Satu until the girls rescue him, only to be surrounded themselves. Satu dreams of marrying Hime before reliving the Abyss King's torment. He wakes to find Alabaster and Smaragdi have saved them on a giant bird, and the Abyss King has retreated to recover. After regrouping in a nearby town and reuniting with Mars, Alabaster explains the cursed rings kept the Abyss King alive, and that historically, the Ring King's wives fought beside him. The girls try seducing Satu to strengthen their bonds, but he's still too shy. They later visit Hime's parents' grave, where her little sister Morian arrives, ready to teach Hime magic.